What's happening, fellas? Check out this classic Triumph TR6 Trophy 650. This is the bike that, the same frame, believe it or not, an engine that Evel Knievel jumped Caesar's Palace with. Can you imagine that? Launching this thing 150 feet, 30 feet in the air, almost died.
What a fucking lunatic.
He's absolutely a legend, for sure. Guy's got balls of steel, had balls of steel, unfortunately, rest of his soul. In any event, this came from the Beano Road Eye collection. If you saw the video got, I think, 75,000 views pretty much overnight. It was going viral, and his wife called up and made me take it down. So I was kind of upset about that because it was getting a lot of views. But I did a second video when we picked the bikes up that I did publish that didn't include a tour of his facility, which his wife had a problem with. But this bike's in that video, along with the 5 other British bikes I bought from him. We bought 5 British bikes for $11,000. And this is one of them. This was my favorite of the bunch. I'm a Triumph guy. They need, you know, we also shipped it up from Atlanta, Georgia, so it's quite a bit of shipping costs, you know, to ship the bikes too. But in any event, this is all there, the frame, front end, swing arm, the rear brake assembly. I don't see any missing items on this side of the bike other than the tachometer cable. It has a tach and speedo showing 6,915 miles, and the speedo looks to be in good serviceable condition. The headlight bucket, the headlight ears is really nice. The front brake hub and rim assembly is all good. The engine cases, cylinder, and head are all good. The gas tank looks good. The side cover, the seat base, the rear wheel, the swing arm. The rear fender has been bobbed, real common thing they did back in the 60s. They would bob it and put a smaller thing on there, and he put a set of 8 bars, you know, typical 60s. I can imagine this thing cruising down the beach in down to Key West with look at the mural on the side. Looks like a scene from Key West to me, with the palm trees and the ship in the background. But anyways, bike's all there. It is seized. This was in Beano's warehouse for decades. Beano has a huge warehouse full of bikes, and rarely, if ever, sells any. So he said he needed money because the engine blew on his truck, and he let these go to pay for that and for some of the entry fees because he's racing this year. 78 years old. He did 300 races last year. Multi-time AHMRA champion, one of the founders of the AHMRA. In fact, he's on the council board for the AHMRA and the AMA. He's one of the founding members of the AMA. He's an old-timer, been around forever. Guy's a man of steel. He's still racing at 78 years old with knee replacement, shoulder replacement, real inspiration. That's why the video was going viral, because the guy's cool. He hopped right on his Norton 750 and turned into an 18-year-old and did a wheelie up the driveway. It was pretty remarkable, actually. But in any event, this bike's all there. We were going to record the serial numbers in Beano's warehouse, but it was so freaking dark I couldn't see anything. And if you come around this side here, I was looking at the serial number in his warehouse, and it was painted over TR6R. And then after the TR6R, I couldn't really read it, and I thought I didn't have my glasses on. I figured Beano would tell me if there was something wrong with the VIN. He didn't tell me, unfortunately. And we got it back to the shop, and we used paint remover and removed the paint, and it looks like it's either rusted off, which is highly unlikely, or it was ground off, which is more likely. The TR6R is still there, but the rest of the serial numbers, Kenny, you can't see them, can you? No. And the same thing happened on the motor, so I haven't called him yet. It's possible the bike may have been stolen at one point. I really don't know, but that must have been many moons ago. And Beano's a licensed dealer. We're a licensed dealer. We bought this from him, and we're putting it up for sale for parts. Good core bike for parts or restoration, but you would have to get a VIN tag from your state and get it inspected. Is there any other issues with that you know of?
You know, that's a good question. I'm not quite sure as to the process for registering the bike, but great parts bike nonetheless. So,
have any questions about it? Give us a call, 860-454-7024. To me, it's much more than a parts bike because it's all there. Rebuild the motor and get it going, and you're good to go. I did some research on current values. I have the comprehensive blue book on the shelf there, and I have the NADA. A #1 value TR6 from '69 right now is worth $15,000 in the comprehensive and $13,500 in the NADA. A number 5, which is just like a total roached turd, is still worth $3,000. So we paid close to that for this bike. We're hoping to at least get our money back out of it. I know we've got well over 2,000 into it, plus shipping and everything else. So good core bike. The engine cases, like I said, are in excellent condition. The primary chain case on this side, the cover looks to be in very good condition. The cylinder jug, the cylinder head, the shifter side of the cases looks to be good, with the transmission housing is all intact, as is the cam and points housing. So foot peg. Now, we restored a couple Triumphs recently, and I needed a foot peg, a shifter, a couple foot pegs, a shifter, and a couple brackets, and it was obscenely expensive to find the parts in the kicker. We paid, I think it was $575 for 4 parts, and I had no option because the bike was done, and I needed those parts. This bike has all those parts, so if you're looking for a restoration bike or a parts bike, everything's there, even the tack and speedo and headlight and everything else. So, like, the only part that's not original on the bike that I can see is the rear fender and the front fender were bobbed, which is a period correct thing. You can get repop or a good used fender. So that's about it, folks. If you have any questions about the bike, give us a call. The seat base could be reused. It's missing the bracket. It's got a little bit of rust on it, and it's missing the bracket for the seat thing here. But the battery box is intact, and the frame looks to be nice and straight. So if you have any questions, give me a call, 860-454-7024. Thanks for watching, and God bless America.